And so, yeah, that's how I got syphilis at the dry cleaner.
Wow, that is great. Oh,
it's a hell of a story.
It's a hell of a story. I guess we're rolling into an episode. Sorry about that, Chris. Well, welcome back, everyone, our viewers, to Whiskey Words and Wisecracks. We have episode number 2 coming at you here live from the Moons Over My Drammy Saloon, here in beautiful Bardstown, Kentucky.
You messed up your own bar's name there.
I did.
It's not as easy as it looks, is it?
I believe you did that in the first episode, yeah, and it just doesn't flow off the tongue. The Moons Over My Drammy Saloon.
Moons Over My Drammy Saloon.
Okay, he flows off of his tongue.
so bad, I practiced. Moons Over My Drammy Saloon.
He's been practicing, folks, and that's good. And I blew my own name, which is, what are you going to do? You know, the world's an imperfect place. So, like I said, welcome back. We're going to try something a little different today. I apologize to everyone. I've been working a lot, so we haven't been able to shoot as much as we thought we could.
Yeah, and, I thought of other YouTube channels to start, yoga, cooking, but when you're in Downward Dog and you had chili the night before, that's not a good combination because I fart a lot doing yoga. So.
Evacuation of people and things, yeah. Bad stuff. So we're going to try something a little different today, I think, Chris. We talked about this. Chris brought a wine for us to taste today.
I did. It's right here, in fact. It's the Velvet Devil Merlot 2016.
Can I say that? The Velvet Devil Merlot. That 2016 was a good year for Merlot. That's what I've heard. Anyway.
It's a good year for the Cubs.
It was a good year. Yes, they did beat my beloved Indians in 2016, and thank you so much for putting that in.
I saw that right over there. It's,
You know what? It was. I wanted to show the people who you're really behind, and you're an Indians fan at heart. So I wanted to show the people or the person who you're behind. So what we did is Chris gave me the name of this wine last night, and wines have a description on the back of the bottle. We all kind of know that. It's pretty common. So I wrote some of the things that I thought might be on the back of that bottle. So I just had the name to work with, and I thought, oh, what the heck? Let me see if I can nail the description of this. I knew it was a Merlot. I knew the name. So I put down the Velvet Devil Merlot. It's a wine created by Washington State coffee mogul William Woodforest. He wanted a gift/goof for his wealthiest industrialist friends. His idea was to use Merlot grapes to make a wine that would start out smooth as velvet. The addition of habanero powder and Scotch bonnet peppers made it come out of your ass a few hours later, like the devil. This wine has developed a strong cult following over its 39 years of existence. It actually has some other iterations out there on the market that include the Satin Satan Sangria, the Linen Lucifer Cabernet, the Breezy Beelzebub Sauvignon Blanc, that's for people that go commando, the Cotton Diablo Riesling, and the Gabardine Goblin Grenache. And I think that if you just look at the label, it's obviously going to be a well-done, well-crafted wine. So just a lot of time and effort you can tell was spent on this label. So
really, I thought it was kind of cheap.
Looks like I did it in the garage. Yeah. So Chris, what do you want to tell us anything about it? I probably pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, that's pretty damn close, honestly. It's made by Charles Smith, who grew up an hour from Napa Valley, but that's not where he got his wine roots from. He moved to Europe to be a band manager, rock band manager.
That is excellent. We both happen to like rock music. So if there's any bands we might have heard of.
No.
I ended that segment real quick, so he's maybe not the best band manager.
Right. No, but he moved back to the States from Europe to Walla Walla, Washington.
I want to protest that, Chris. I do not think Walla Walla sounds like a real place. So.
That's probably made up.
Yeah, it sounds made up. Yeah.
It's probably made up. Yeah. Anyway, he got to meet a winemaker in Washington and told him to start his own winery in 1999. And 8 years later, he was named Winemaker of the Year and he had Winery of the Year. So I'll check this out. Here.
I'm surprised
I've never had this before, so it's my first time.
First tasting. That's excellent. So we're trying this for the first time live here. Not live. I keep saying live. We're not live. This is going to be recorded. But we're trying this for the first time right now here today.
The famed Danish duo, the Ravenettes, here I have in my notes. Have you ever heard of the Ravenettes?
I have the Ravenettes. They were actually sisters of the Ravens, who were kind of famous. The Ravenettes.
The Ravenettes.
That actually does sound kind of familiar. I'm not sure why. But
Danish.
It does sound, yeah.
You'd think you'd went into making danishes or something.
Well, yeah. Or the Raisinets would be
the
good as
Raisinets.
well. That's also tasty. But the Ravenettes, huh? Anybody that I can shout out any history of the Ravenettes, please feel free to subscribe and give us some comments about the Ravenet. He's not a master label maker. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat.
Yeah, he's actually got another wine that goes great with Asian food called Kung Fu Girl.
Kung Fu Girl.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that might be one in a future episode.
Maybe next time I can write a good big description of that.
Asian, yeah. So, do we want to try this out here?
I say we got to try this out. Do you need a corkscrew, sir?
No corkscrew. It's twist top. It's classy.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Cool. Who needs a stinking cork? It just takes time. You want to get straight to the wine. It is in the morning now, so it's a morning wine.
It's a morning wine. It's good that it's morning because I think in the afternoon it'll get hot in here.
Yeah.
There's no AC.
No AC in here. No, we have 2 box fans blowing on us rather haphazardly and poorly. Oh, that's a heavy-handed pour. Actually, it's kind of a small glass. But thank you, Chris. I'm not going to nose it till you get yours.
I appreciate that.
No problem. I'm a man of class and culture.
This is a heavy-handed glass. I won't give myself as much.
No, those glasses are kind of small.
All right. Well, we want to nose it up. I'll let you nose it up.
Want me to nose it first here? All right.
Nose it. Yeah. What do you smell? Any?
Yes. It's kind of. I don't really get any tire off it just yet. Kind of a heavy, jammy red smell. I like it very much. Maybe some currants and almost little blackberries.
Cranberry.
There's a little tiny hint of oak in there. Not getting much oak out of it. How about yourself?
Oh, it's very. It smells like it's flavorful anyway. I like that smell.
If it tastes like it smells, we might be in for a real treat.
I get some like blueberry almost, like currant. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe a little hint of cranberry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very, very good on the very nice nose on it, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe we found a gem for $9.99.
How about the legs here?
Let's check the legs here.
I don't see anything.
You got that window right there. I'm not seeing a lot of legs. Are we supposed to be checking for legs? I don't even know.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you mix it.
I know legs.
You mix. You do this with the wine. Do this with the wine, like this.
Yeah.
Like that. Then you can stick your beak in it. This is kind of weird. I almost get like a little fruity breakfast cereal kind of smell out of this.
Yeah,
is that weird?
I get that too.
Ah.
I think this might be a good wine.
It might be a good wine. I mean, it survived our stringent stirring test here. So.
Do taste test.
All right. You want me to go first again?
Go first. Yes.
You know what? That's not bad. So you get a little hint more oak on the palate there. Not a lot of sweetness coming off on the front palate there, but I'm a little warm right now. Getting a nice little bit of warmth there in the old gullet here, and
it's pretty dry.
It's a little dry, but it's you're getting a lot of the same flavors. I get that weird kind of cereal thing again, and not in a bad way. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like a fruity kind of cereal almost.
A lot of warmth going down there.
Yeah,
I get that. I do get, definitely some notes, fruity notes there going in. A little hint of cranberry. It almost seems like almost more towards a blueberry for me.
A blueberry? I get that. Would you agree with me that I think it tastes a little drier than it smells?
Yes, absolutely.
I
find that with a lot of wines that I've tried those.
And I find that there's actually some that go the other way as well.
Okay. Yeah.
There's some that actually they smell. You're not getting a lot on the nose, and then you taste it. It's like, wow, I didn't see that coming. I'm gonna go in for another swig here.
Let's do it.
Let's see how fast the glasses drain. These are small glasses. I don't think.
OhioWines.org.
OhioWines.org. That's a big wine festival.
Imagine that, Ohio. Giant Eagle.
Mm-hmm. That's the equivalent of a Kentucky Kroger in Ohio in the Pittsburgh area. Giant Eagle grocery store.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I might have to check that out if I'm ever in Ohio.
Check out the Giant Eagle. Yeah, most of them have liquor stores attached.
Next to the...
There's a shout out to Giant Eagle.
Next to the Kmart where I get my underwear. So
all right, we're back, folks. We had a little bit of audio difficulty there, so I'd like to welcome you back to Whiskey Words and Wisecracks. I believe we were discussing had I ever bought underwear at Kmart.
That's correct. Like the movie Rain Man.
Right.
Similar personalities as Rain Man.
Similar
behavior.
When you say it, thank you very much. Thank you.
People from Ohio.
Right.
So.
Mm-hmm.
kind of looped into one group of people,
Right.
Almost worse than, I don't want to go there, but.
And well, I'm going to go here. I get my underwear jockey only. It's this fine physique. I need my jockeys. They're comfortable. They are the less wedgie prone underwear. If you've never worn jockeys, I suggest you go out and get a pair. Plug for jockey.
It's good underwear for being in Kentucky, I guess.
It is good Kentucky wear.
The Kentucky Derby will now be in September.
Yeah, Labor Day Derby for us. Yeah.
Yeah. With fans too, so that's good. We've done our wine. We have tasted it. We've sniffed it. Little blueberry cereal.
Yes, I said it tastes like blueberry. Blueberry cereal. Yeah. It smells like, excuse me. The taste, it fades a little on the taste.
I think I would buy this again. I'll keep this at the house. I think I'd buy it again. I'll give it that.
Take it home, enjoy it tonight, perhaps.
It got 90 points from Wine Enthusiast, so it's up there. It's outstanding ratings.
Wine Enthusiast, 90 points, folks. 90 points at $9.99. Excellent value. It's a tiny bit dry for what I like, but I have kind of a particular taste, and there's a lot of people that do like Merlot, and I'm saying if you're a Merlot fan, for $9.99, 90 points, Wine Enthusiast, go get some. How can you go wrong?
How can you go wrong?
How can you go wrong? You drink your Merlot chilled, by the way. Is that a standard thing, or is that how you?
I prefer it chilled. Yeah.
You prefer it chilled. My mom does as well, actually.
Yeah.
I'm a perfect 58 degrees. Well, thank you very much, Chris. And like we just said, Wine Enthusiast, 90 points. Go get some. Go get some. Can't go wrong for the price. So
let's move on to our whiskey.
Moving on to whiskey. All right.
Yeah, what do we have? What do we have lined up here?
All right. Well, as those of you that tuned in last time, remember we did, I believe it was Jim Beam you tasted, and Glenmorangie 10, Scotch. You chose the Glenmorangie 10 as your favorite out of those two. And you're very new to whiskey. Let's remind everyone of that again.
Did we do Evan Williams too? There was 3, wasn't it?
There was 3. We did do 3, didn't we? Gosh almighty. As you get older, you tend to forget things. Glenmorangie 10 was your choice, though, so I brought that back in case you wanted to try that, and I used that as kind of our baseline for what you're going to try today. So, without further ado, I give you Redbreast 12.
Anytime I can taste the breast, I'm down.
Anytime you can. Well, he said it, folks. I could not agree more, but he said it, folks. And we're going to give this a whirl for you.
What will this bottle run you?
This bottle is about anywhere between $58 and $65, depending on where you live and how you get it. So, I think that was $61.99 at Liquor Barn. Shout out to Liquor Barn.
That's where I got the Velvet Devil too. So,
those of you not from Kentucky, it's a giant warehouse full of hooch.
Like Walmart for.
It's like a Walmart for drunks.
For alcoholics. Yeah.
I spend a lot of time there. I just get in my car. It kind of knows the way at this point. So.
You walk in and you kind of get lost a little bit. You just walk in and you're like, wow.
I get in this crazy focused, kind of my own little world when I'm looking for the whiskey.
They also sell cigars in mine, so.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Great place. Great place.
Cigar Enthusiast.
Cigar Enthusiast. Is that a magazine as well, Chris?
Probably. It needs to be.
Probably. They're Cigar Aficionado. I know that. So, I am going to bring out the Glenmorangie as well, just in case you want to try them side by side, in case in your mind they're kind of close and you want to decide which one you like better. So let me pull that down real quick. And we did the same thing with the whiskey that we did with the wine, where Chris wrote down what he thought the description would be on the bottle. And we're just seeing if we can get close on these. Maybe we're not, but we're just kind of throwing out what we hear the name Redbreast 12. What does he think that this little description is going to be on the back of the bottle? So, take us to the world of Redbreast, Chris. Take us on a journey.
On a journey to Redbreast. All right.
How
Redbreast got its name was there was a sheriff back in the Old West. His name was Philip Honkers.
Philip Honkers.
Philip Honkers had a string of bank robberies in the area. It was women who robbed banks topless. They hid their face and bared their breasts. So, but the last bank robbery attempt did not go so well. It ended up in a shootout, bloody, got their breasts red. So, with the blood.
That's a tragic tale, Chris.
So it's a tragic tale. And then Philip Honkers came in and said, you know what, he was already working on a whiskey.
You're already working on a whiskey, Phil.
He said he saw the red breasts. He said, it was 6 women, so 12 red breasts.
12 red breasts.
Redbreast 12.
Exactly the story. You must have went online. That's it. I have nothing else to say.
I knew it.
All right, here's your Redbreast. Ooh, I get a little heavy-handed on you there, but we'll infinity barrel that if you don't drink it all.
This is heavy-handed, yeah.
That's heavy-handed.
This is Redbreast, or is this?
That is the Redbreast right there.
All right.
Yes, that is the Redbreast. And now let me tell you a little bit about the actual story of Redbreast. And it comes from a pot still. It is out of Ireland, a single pot still. And I figure you're going to say, hey, Kyle, what's a single pot still?
Hey, Kyle, what's a single pot still?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Chris, because I just happen to have the makings of one here. This would hold your mash. This would be the mash tub right here.
Okay.
Picture a fire under this, making the mash nice and warm. Okay. As the alcohol, as it heats up, the alcohol evaporates. It comes out of the top there, and it goes through this little arm called the lin arm right here. Okay. You with me so far? The condensed vapors are coming down this little arm here. They are going to go into a condenser represented by this, and cold water. That's the condensing coils right there. That's kind of primitive. Okay, so we got it just like that. Now, as it cools, all right, it goes down a condenser coil in here. In the cold water, it goes down a coil right down the middle, and it has a drain on one side over here, and right about up front here is where the good, happy little spirits would come out of there. So down the little arm in the center, and the spirits come out on the other end, you have whiskey.
Wow.
And this is actually triple distilled, so that process is done 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds fancy.
It does sound pretty fancy. This comes from Middleton Distillery in Cork County, Ireland. Or County Cork, excuse me. It said in reverse over there. Not Cork County, but County Cork.
Yeah.
The name Redbreast first appeared on a whiskey bottle in 1912.
It wasn't an Irish woman that fell asleep in the sun topless?
It was not that. That's happened many times. There's typically a sunny day in Ireland about twice a year. And it does happen. Mm. It was owned by a company called Gilbey's that started as a wine distributor back in 1857. And the name Redbreast actually refers to the bird.
Oh.
Yeah, the robin redbreast. And someone who actually remained nameless on the website I was on. So a nameless person was a bird fancier, and he decided to call it that.
He was a bird watcher.
He was a bird watcher. All right. Suspect at best, I think. That is suspect at best. 1986, the brand was sold from Gilbey's to an Irish distiller.
George McFly, bird watcher.
Oh, yeah. There you go. And actually, the distillery that makes this actually makes Jameson. They make Powers and Green Spot and many other Irish whiskeys. They're really popping out a lot of volume out of this place and all the famous Irish whiskeys. Actually, if you go to a bar in Ireland and ask for a whiskey, what do you recommend? They'll either give you this or they'll give you Powers, from what I hear. Jameson is actually over there. They're not going to give you a shot of Jameson. They're going to give you some Redbreast. They're going to give you some Powers.
So just a classic Irish whiskey?
It's a classic Irish whiskey over there, yeah. Wow. I explained to you about triple distilling, and what they say triple distilling does, it kind of removes, each time you distill it, it removes some of the heavier components from the distillate, and it leaves behind some of the aromatics, some of the esters that kind of create a soft kind of flavor. And it also is said that it brings a stronger character to as you distill it again, it brings a stronger character to the whiskey. So those are the 2 things I saw on that. Irish whiskey actually showing about a 10% growth, each of the last several years. So it's actually the fastest growing segment in whiskey right now. So
that's great. I'm ready to try this.
All right, why don't you go first on that since I went first on the line here.
Give it a little swirl.
Give it a little swirl.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to move our still here.
It's a hell of a science experiment there.
Absolutely. Thank you for the fine still.
First place.
First place.
All right. Yeah, it's.
What'd you impart on the nose on that? What'd you get from the nose on this bad rascal here?
Man, that smells great.
We got some legs sticking around in this one too, don't we? They're kind of just hovering right up there. Nice, thick, they do, yeah. Nice thick legs on her. Red breast, thick legs.
Well, if you aren't gonna
apple bottom jeans, you know, it's all there.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm getting oak. I'm getting some oak. I hate to be cliche, but little burn as you go in. It's got a little alcohol to it. Honey. You getting some honey? Vanilla. Honey, vanilla. Some alcohol, some citrus I'm definitely getting. A little fruitiness, maybe. What do you think? What are you getting there?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. Again, this is a noob here, guys. He's guys and gals. Excuse me. He's getting.
I believe I do get a little oak out of it, and it's hard for me to get the fruit notes out of it. It's maybe a little vanilla.
Kind of I don't kind of sneak up on it from the side a little bit. It gets a little less harsh if you don't stick your nose right in there, but if you kind of just sneak up on it. I almost get a weird, almost like a Flintstone vitamin thing when I was a kid. I know it kind of takes you back. And
no, I don't get that.
So yeah, and the taste you get from whiskeys, it kind of comes from your own memories. It kind of comes from things you remember maybe as a child, or things that as an adult, kind of things that you've smelled in your past, and things that kind of are part of your history. And that's kind of where you get the smells you get out of whiskey.
Yeah. Everything with whiskey goes back to cinnamon for me, but I think.
But cinnamon is a common flavor that you smell in whiskey, so that's not that out of the ordinary or crazy that you're getting cinnamon at all, actually.
Well, let's give this a try, huh?
All right, you go on in there. I'm gonna stare at mine while you sip yours here. And announce his sip there. He's tasting right now, folks. He's going in.
That's really good. Like a good old sock taste.
It's really sweet, isn't it? It's really sweet, like in the mid palate and toward the finish. It's got some nice heat going here, but it's like it's a good kind of heat. It's a I'm trying to think of the way it is. It's long finish. It's still finishing for me. It's still kind of warm and going down a little bit here. Get a little more oak on the finish. A lot of
I think I'm getting a lot of oak out of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't go around licking trees or anything.
right. Tree huggers, tree lickers. I mean, they're all, we're in Kentucky. It all happens down here, or up here, depending on where you're watching from. I get more sweetness when I drink it than I did on the palate. It kind of goes boom in your mouth.
It goes a boom in your mouth, and then I get a sweetness on the aftertaste.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A little oak, a little sweetness. I'm still tasting it. This sip is kind of lingering on nicely for me, and that's nice. No complaints about that here. So
perhaps a little hint of honey.
Little hint. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Yes, I got that on the nose, and I'm getting that too. Thank you. I now that you mentioned that, that's definitely there for sure.
I'm getting that on the more on the taste than I am on the nose.
Smell it again after you tasted it. I got vanilla on that. I got some vanilla there.
I think I said before I got the vanilla.
And so, sometimes when you when someone else smells something, it kind of opens your mind to getting that flavor. Like when you said honey, I was like, boom, yes, honey for sure. Yeah, I'm going in again here.
Do you think putting water in it opens it up a little more to the taste? Is that what do you think?
In some whiskeys it might, but you're only coming in at 80 proof here, so yeah, I would just pour a little bit in your cap and dump it in there and see what you get.
Okay, I'll try that.
Be conservative with it. He's readying his water, folks, and like I said, just a little. Like, don't even try to fill the cap. Like, get it full and then maybe dump half of that out. And we're in a barn, so you can just dump it on the ground, whatever. You can do a slow motion video, put it in your hair, whatever you want to do with that. But yeah, you just want to put a little bit of water in it to start, mix it around a little bit.
So you do this more on the higher proof whiskeys than
Yeah, it kind of proofs them down, and actually there's you can proof it down to wherever you want it to be. Actually, you could take
This is only an 80 proof.
This is only 80 proof, I believe. Yeah, let me double check that here. I believe it's 80. It's got to be on here somewhere. Yep, 40% ABV, 80 proof.
Huh.
Redbreast 12. All right, he's mixing up, going in with a little water. Seeing if it changes the taste a little bit. That's just good. That's very good. I really.
That is very good. Yeah. I'm a fan of the Redbreast, I guess.
Fan of the Redbreast. Now, do you want to try it against the Glenmorangie, or do you just want to say that? Can you equivocally say that is your favorite out of those two?
Let's try the Glenmorangie. Just the hair, don't be.
Well, I have a tiny little glass up here, so doesn't look like it has any pookies in it. Are you okay with that glass? You can use your shirt to clean it out if you want. It's just kind of on display back here, but
okay.
I never thought we needed it, but he's going to give it a clean out with his shirt there. Like I said, it is a pole barn we're in, so trying to turn it into kind of a man cave type of thing. So let's go in with some Glenmorangie here.
Just enough for a taste.
Just enough for a taste. All right, Fill his glass is what I'm hearing, folks. All right, here we go. How's that?
That's
perfect. I'd say it's perfect. All right. Yeah, okay, we're going again. We're comparing. Get a little water in between there.
What proof is the
Glenmorangie 10? Let me find you here. I believe that was Wow, that's hard to read there. That's 43% ABV, so 86 proof.
86 proof, okay.
Just a little more, but they're both very low on the proof scale. You got some water in between, that's good.
Need like a slushy in between or something.
A slushy in between, we can do that. We can get a slushy machine out here. We have a blender up there now. We can blend some good stuff, so hey, you know. I'm having some more of this, just because. It's a battle, folks. It's a battle. I can tell by his face. We got a battle going on here.
We do. That Glenmorangie is good.
My goal with Chris and whiskey is to get him to go out and buy a bottle. That's my goal with all his tasting and all this. We're going to do it through the episodes here. I wanted him to say, that was really good. Now that I'm at Liquor Barn, I think I want to try some of this and maybe get my own bottle of this. That's my goal here. He's going back in, folks. A little water in between. We've taught him well. I just keep going back. I'm just sitting here and enjoy a glass of Redbreast here, so I'm happy as a lark here. It's morning.
Oh. Do you ever get any like caramel in them?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like I get that in the Redbreast. A little bit of caramel.
Absolutely. That's that's something that's a natural flavor that comes from oak, actually.
Yeah.
The caramel and vanilla you'll find. And something maybe switching back and forth kind of brought that out to you. Something
I think so.
Kind of the progress that you've made and with all the the water in between and everything. Something kind of pulled out that caramel for you this time. I find that happens with me all the time.
Yeah.
You'll get something in like toward the bottom of a glass. I tend to find a little different. Like on my last sip, it's kind of coated the glass for a while. It's also opening up as air gets to it, as oxygen gets there, and the whiskey is opening up. I just said the wine accident. Yeah. The whiskey is kind of opening up, and that'll impart different flavors as well. So
I get why in your videos, in your tournament that you're doing, by the way, little plug for your whiskey tournament.
Absolutely. Available on YouTube.
The Midsummer Drunkatology Bourbon Tournament.
Absolutely.
I get why it's so hard, though. I mean, these are both very good, and man, I really like. I might put the Redbreast just a hair above the Glenmorangie.
Redbreast just a hair above.
Just a hair, but it's so close.
I am not going to try that. But Redbreast just a hair ahead, so we'll put it just a hair ahead on the table there, like that.
But it is really close. The Glenmorangie is very good too.
Yeah, what I'm doing in the blind tasting is not easy, and in this case, it's even worse because they're all bourbons that I've done research on and picked out. So I pretty much like all of them. So that makes it really tough as well. So it definitely teaches you to taste a little different. It makes you a better taster, I think, doing that. For sure.
I think, man, I don't know about you, but for me, there's just subtle differences in these. But
I remember more citrus in this, maybe a little more classic bourbon flavors in this. I get that Flintstone vitamin kind of thing. I've always gotten that from Redbreast, and not in a bad way. I mean, I obviously love this stuff. It's a fantastic whiskey, and that's just something I've never heard anybody else say that.
Flintstone vitamin.
A memory that I have or something, I don't know, but I just always get a little hint. I'm getting the caramel now as well. Vanilla, kind of like a vanilla caramel, almost like a creme brulee kind of thing. Stick your nose in there, see if you get a little creme brulee. See if you can reach that out of there. Like a burnt caramel almost.
Yeah.
But if I go too far in, it kind of gets overtaken by a little ethanol.
It's more apparent now since we've been sipping on it. Look, like you said, a little vanilla caramel.
Yeah, delicious. So, well, Chris, I think, what do you think? Episode 2 here, I think we got her out in the books here, don't we?
Well, we got our whiskey, we got our wine. Did we want to talk a little words?
We could do a little words. What do you got? What do you have in mind today? You got any topics for us today?
Well, baseball is supposed to be coming back.
Baseball is supposed to be coming back.
Apparently, players were supposed to report to camp on July 1st.
I am hearing that a lot of players are choosing not to play. Have you heard this?
I've heard about 3 or 4.
So that I would not call that
Ryan Zimmerman, I think, was the biggest name. I have it here, a little list. Some more of maybe joined that crew, which I don't blame them either with the pandemic going on. It's it's a tricky time, and again, we try to maintain. Even doing this, we try to maintain a good distance apart. So we're very mindful of it for sure. You should be too. Mike Leake of the Diamondbacks, Joe Ross of the Nationals, and Ian Desmond of the Rockies, and also Ryan Zimmerman of the Nationals. He's probably the biggest name on
That is the biggest name out of those, at least from my experience. And when I moved down to Kentucky, I used to follow the Indians, and I watch some games on Fox Sports Ohio. And now I just I check the scores every day and kind of keep up with it that way. But what I think we're going to be hearing a lot of, and it's going to probably drive us nuts, is over 162 game season, that would have been 94 home runs he'd have been on pace for. We're going to hear that over and over again. He would have had 205 RBI in a 162 game season. I think we're going to hear that over, and I think it's going to drive us crazy.
I think so. Constantly. Yeah, that'll be annoying. It's a shame for the guys that are in their prime and they're missing out a big chunk of the year to pad their stats. Right, their career stats. It's a shame, and a lot of guys are. They already make a tremendous amount of money, but they're going to be losing money and time in their stats in their career. So some of them are. I wonder how many players are close to like 500 home runs that they might miss those career stats or whatever.
Yeah, that's something you didn't even think about. Now, I'm just glad we're going to get to see some games, though, I think, overall. And I feel the minor leagues, it's just, that's a lot less income coming in already, a lot less payout going to the players. And I think that's where we got to focus and hopefully get some money to help them out, because I've heard that a lot of those minor league teams may actually go under just for missing 1 year of revenue. If you can imagine missing a year, your job missing a year of revenue,
Right, yeah, it's tough. Minor leagues,
they don't
completely
have
canceled.
Yeah, they don't have the
completely canceled, so. And not only the players, but vendors, ushers, just grounds crew. There's a lot that goes into game day for even the minor leagues. So.
Absolutely. Did you catch that shout out to Usher?
Usher, yeah.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I'm glad we're getting some baseball, and abbreviated baseball is better than no baseball. And
regular season, they're speculating it'll start July 23rd with the Yankees and the Nationals, and then
you can't start out with a better matchup than that.
Premier game, and then the 24th. I think everybody else should start up a little different change in the rules too. Everybody's gonna have a DH this year now. So.
Everybody's gonna have a DH. Are you a DH guy? Or
no,
you're not.
I do not like the DH.
We got a difference, folks. I am a DH guy.
I do not. I think
I'm an American League grown up, born and raised DH guy.
I think it adds a little more strategy to the game when you don't have the DH. But I understand you got a big investment in those pitchers,
right?
So it's bigger injury risk. So they're getting paid more and more money, and they're taking a bigger risk with the bat. But I like just the pure strategy of the game. Whenever you know that you're going to have a pitcher coming up, and maybe you're going to have to take him out, and then have your relievers warming up in the bullpen. I just think it adds more strategy.
Now, see, I come from a place of would I rather see Burt Blyleven hit, for example, or say Kerry Wood hit, or would I rather see a guy that is capable of hitting 45, 50 home runs a year? Who would I rather see bat for my own entertainment dollar and my ADHD mind? Who would I rather see hit? And that's where I come in with liking the DH. And again, I'm from Cleveland, Indians, American League. That's how I was born and raised as well, with the DH.
Carlos Zambrano, when he was with the Cubs, a switch hitter, could crack a few home runs.
Cracked a few home runs, so you can wait around for every 5 days when he hits, and the amount of home runs that he hits, you've got about a 0.2% chance of seeing something good happening. So that's,
Trade deadline of August 31st.
Okay.
So backed up. Well, obviously, we're starting at the time when it's about the trade deadline, July 31st.
That's going to be very, very interesting as well. So this is going to be a very interesting season.
End of the season is likely to be September 27th. And into the postseason, they're hoping to wrap up before November 1st.
Is the postseason the same format, the standard format, or are there any changes with that you're aware of?
It's going to be 10 teams, I know. No fans. So they're not going to have any fans.
So the Cubs, basically.
The Cubs, yeah. I think they talked about having an extended playoff teams, but it's just going to be 10.
Okay.
So
I can't emphasize enough. Looking forward to it very much.
Do you have a prediction for the World Series?
Do I have a prediction for the World Series? I don't like to say it. I think Yankees.
Yankees
are going to take it this year. Is there an asterisk with the winning team this year? Because this is the year the Indians would win it, where there's an asterisk. 60 games, all the players aren't there. That's the year that a Cleveland team wins, typically. So there's just a big juicy asterisk next to it. Well, if it would have been 162 games,
I think I mean, everybody has a fair shot at winning, so whoever wins is.
I think the Yankees. Yankees and Dodgers, I think it's going to come down to. I hate to be cliche about it. That sounds like about the most cliche World Series you can come up with, but I think that's who it's going to be.
What do you think about if the Astros win it? Is there going to be some controversy?
Well, as long as they have garbage cans and things you can hit.
We should have had buzzers here instead of bells, you know.
As long as they still have buzzers and bells, then the Astros have a chance. So, you know. That's what I think about that. And your second team is kind of the Astros, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was born in Houston. My dad grew up in Houston. He always followed the Astros. So that's my second team, American League team. I'm kind of glad that we don't have to face them anymore because they were really good.
Yes, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Welcome to the American League, Astros.
Are they in the Indians division?
They are not. We're in the Central with Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, Minnesota.
The Astros were in the Central in the National League, so I guess they went to the West.
Honestly, I don't know. I would say the West would make sense, but you never know with divisions and how sports are lined up division-wise. It doesn't always make sense,
That's true.
Like in the NFL, don't you think a division would be Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Detroit? Right there, kind of all within a couple hours of each other. But that's just not how it works out.
Oh, and the teams are only going to play other teams in their division, so they're going to stay local.
Okay.
Even between American and National, they're going to still do interleague play, but they're going to play teams that are in their division.
That's good to know. You're teaching me a lot about it. I haven't done the research that you did, and I appreciate you letting us know, letting all of us know about what's going on with the upcoming season. So I can't say enough. Looking forward to it. Thank goodness we're having some baseball to watch.
So episode 2.
Episode 2, Whiskey, Words, and Wisecracks. Please, if you enjoyed this, click on that subscribe button that he has somewhere on the screen. He's the audio video guy here. And please give us some shout-outs, some comments, anything you want to say, anything you'd like us, give us a topic for next time. We talked about baseball a little bit this time. Give us a topic. We'd be happy to cover it, and I would enjoy the chance to write and speak about it. So,
throw some comments down there, subscribe. Let me know on a wine that maybe
absolutely
want to see reviewed. And until next time, Moon's Over My Drammy Saloon. Don't get a lot of customers in here, do you?
We do not. No, I'll get some people visiting. We'll have a few drinks here. Just switch the stools around to the other side, watch a little TV, and it's a pretty quiet saloon.
All right.
All right, that's it. Episode 2, Whiskey, Words, and Wisecracks. Out.